Let's make manifesting more fun. Let me share something life-changing that will serve you for the rest of your life. You can manifest your dream life without burnout, without spiraling, without gripping so tightly that your desires run the other way. If you've been anxious, stuck in waiting mode, or wondering why isn't it here yet, then this video is your reset button. Some people say that emotions can shape your reality. Well, not exactly your emotions, but your emotional state. And more precisely, the state of consciousness known as the kingdom of heaven, because as above, so below. And we have to get to this state first to experience what we want in the 3D. And that doesn't mean suppressing your emotions or pretend to be positive 24/7. It means you learn to regulate your emotional state so deeply that your energy becomes the invitation, so that you are the energetical match to your desire. And emotional healing happens through increased awareness. When you work on your awareness, you also heal. What a wonderful byproduct. So today I'm sharing the 3 pillars of emotional regulation and how mastering them will completely shift how you manifest. Hi, I'm Marta and welcome to my channel. Why is emotional regulation something I focus on so much? Well, would you be anxious or spiraling if you had what you wanted? No, you would be calm, grounded, grateful, fulfilled. And before we can assume this state and make it our reality, there is no chance to attract and, most importantly, keep what we want to manifest in our life long term. This is that kingdom of heaven state of consciousness. And from scripture, we know, but seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Here's the trap. You want something so badly, it physically hurts. You visualize it, you affirm it, you obsess, because that's what you think you should be doing. And when it doesn't show up, your anxiety spikes, your faith drops, and you spiral. And I know it sounds familiar because I've been there too. And I see so many people going through that as well. So I just really want to help, because as much as this process is necessary, it doesn't have to last as long. And it's kind of funny when you think about this, that we create this life, all of it, even if most of it is unconscious. And then we toss and turn, get anxious and resist it, even though we're the ones that created it in the first place. We manifest it, and then we find a way to fight it. We try to free ourselves from the very net we cast around us. It's actually kind of mad when you think about it, but also it's kind of perfect because it shows us exactly where we are still not at peace with ourselves. And here's what's happening. You're emotionally attached to the outcome. You're not manifesting from peace, but from fear, thinking that having your desire is the only way for you to feel better and happy in your life and about yourself. That your desires are your ticket to love, bliss, fulfillment, freedom, abundance. And that's why emotional regulation isn't just a nice to have, it's everything. So let's break it down, because there are 3 core emotional shifts that completely change the game. Each of these pillars are achieved by constantly asking yourself these questions and being open to listen to the answers. And I personally think that this approach can help people outside of manifesting community as well, because psychotherapy often doesn't address these issues. And I think that until we know that, until we make peace with them, we will always be lost. And then there will be always something within ourselves poking us, preventing peace from entering our life forever and creating this anxiety from misalignment. So pillar number 1 is, who are you? The self-concept. Ask yourself this: who am I when I already have what I want? Not what do I want, but who am I being? How do I feel? What do I think? What does this person behave like? This is about your identity, about who you're being, your I am. By asking yourself daily and resting in your awareness, whether it's through meditation or just mindfulness practices, you expand your awareness. And are you the version of yourself who already feels love, freedom, and abundance? Or are you someone waiting for those feelings to show up when you get your manifestation? Don't focus on changing from someone who didn't feel worthy of love to someone who simply affirms that they are. The way most people teach self-concept is just about swapping one false identity for another. maybe a slightly more favorable one, but still not the truth of who you are. You are the awareness of being, God consciousness, the source, and just having this human experience. You're not this human persona, this character in the game of life you're playing. So why waste time trying to override this one illusion with another? When you resurrect daily into the I am, your true nature, all the good things you seek, love, worthiness, health, money, relationships, are already implied. It's worth taking a note, so write it down or leave it in the comments for others to learn from that as well. Manifesting isn't about convincing the universe. The universe already knows you're perfect and always say yes to everything. It's about convincing yourself that it's already yours, because you cannot have what you don't already have. So ask yourself daily, who am I? Who am I being? Life lived in awareness is the art of constantly letting the old self die so you can return to your true nature, the I am. And from this place, this awareness, all that happens can be simply observed as neutral events, even the unfavorable things. None of this matters because I know who I am, and it must be a mistake.
Dear diary, today I was feeling really fearful and attached to the outcome, but it's completely okay because I know who I am. You see, I can look at myself from the outside and see that I am not identified with emotions and my thoughts and my feelings and perceptions. Isn't it wonderful, dear diary?
Not my thought. I'm simply the one observing it. And if you would like to know what's blocking your manifesting, what's holding you back, I've created a free quiz that will give you a customized breakdown of your strengths, challenges, and tips to improve your manifesting. To take the quiz, comment below, I want to take the quiz, and I'll provide it to you. Now let's move on to the second pillar. Pillar number 2, what do you want? Desire is not a random thing. It's your soul showing you where your alignment is, what is for you. But many of us suppress our desires. We think they're too much or unrealistic, that they're too big or too difficult to attain. And that is what creates anxiety, because ignoring your desires disconnects you from your purpose. Instead, ask, what do I truly want? Without judgment. Let yourself want what you want. That's how you align with it. Accept yourself fully. Whatever you're able to imagine already exists, and it's meant for you to experience first in your imagination. But the 3D world and the people in it, they'll try to humble you, put you in your place, and plant seeds of doubt so deep that you might not even want to try. So why add your own doubts to the mix? Believe in yourself and don't waver. Know that what you want is already yours. So accept it with grace and gratitude. Sometimes people don't even realize that they're doing it. It's just their own limitations showing up. But you don't have to buy into it. You can reject the thoughts that make you doubt, saying to yourself, they're not mine. And your only job is to know what you want and clear the blocks that stand in the way. That's exactly what we're trying to do here. Introducing emotional regulation and letting go of the mind identification that will remove these blocks. And how do you get to your manifestation is not your business. It's up to the source consciousness. Your role is to accept that it's already yours and enjoy the journey that's unfolding, the perfect plot to get you there, because you already know how this film ends. And when you know the ending, you don't get rattled by plot twists along the way. Pillar number 3, can I accept? Now comes the hardest part for the most people, acceptance. Because most people think that it means that they should let go of their desire, which is entirely not true. Can you accept where you are right now? Can you stop fighting reality and stop asking, where is it? And just be? And I know that many people think that I tell them to give up on their desire, let go of it, and move on and accept what is. But that's not what I'm saying at all. The 3D reality is always delayed. It's a shadow of your past state. So if you resist what is, you're fighting your own creation, your own reflection. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It means knowing it's already done and choosing peace now, not only when it shows up. It's also about accepting your desire. When it pops up, oh, it's for me. I accept it. Thank you. And you move on because you know it's going to show up at some point. And that phase where you're trying every technique, feeling like it should be here by now, and then spiraling into disappointment when it's not, it's also not a mistake. It's designed to exhaust you, to wear you out, wear out all the doing and chasing until you finally drop it all and come home to your I am, to being with yourself, to accepting every feeling, every emotion, every uncomfortable sensation, because feeling them is always safe. And actually feeling them doesn't delay your manifestations, it does the opposite. When you accept what is, you accept yourself, because everything you see in the 3D is the mirror of your inner state. It never lies. It always works. 3D is you, but it's also a shadow. Your 3D human character casts a 2D shadow, right? So to move the shadow, you have to move yourself in the physical reality. So in the same way, to shift your 3D reality, you need to change your inner state, your identity, your sense of self, who you're being on the inside is what gets reflected on the outside. To move physical world, you must move spiritually first, on the inside. Highlight this in the comments or write it down also. When you resist your reality, you're not just resisting what is, you're resisting your own past creation. You're resisting yourself. And that resistance is the wall between you and your desired reality. There is no place for resistance in the version of your life where everything flows, where you enjoy your dream life. Until you make peace with this part of yourself through love and acceptance, you'll stay stuck in that space where it feels close, almost here, but just a little bit out of reach, because you're still looking to the desire to fulfill you. That's attachment. And attachment repels what you want. And I don't want you to stay in this stage of repelling your desires longer than it's necessary for it to click. But acceptance creates peace, and peace dissolves resistance. And until we learn how to dwell in that place, in that state of calm, quiet wonder, we don't manifest the life we desire. So here is your key shift, the biggest unlock. When you imagine having what you want, not to force it, but to simply enjoy it, you activate fulfillment, you detach, and that's when things shift. So don't use imagination as a technique. Use it as a place where you feel things naturally and experience them here and now, because then you stop needing, you start being. And use your imagination to occupy this state of already being just for the sake of the experience here and now. And then carry this feeling, the naturalness of the state of your wish fulfilled in your daily life by asking yourself, who am I being? And bringing back the feeling. If you're identifying with something you're not, you become the version of yourself who naturally attracts the reality you want, not by chasing it, but by embodying it. So let's recap these 3 emotional pillars of manifestation. Who are you? Helps you align with your self-concept, the ultimate self-concept of I am. Asking, what do you want? Helps you honor your desires because they are there for you. And asking, can you accept? Helps you let go, accept yourself and your creations, and trust the process. If you ignore the instincts and intuitive nudges to discover yourself more, who you are and what is that you truly desire in this life, there will always be something poking you, preventing you from achieving this lasting peace. So be bold to face it. It is for you. And this is how you manifest from peace instead of pressure. And this is how you stop spiraling and start embodying and identifying with something you're not. Thank you very much for watching. I know that this video will be helpful, but if you still have some questions, let me know in the comments. Subscribe to my weekly newsletter, Self-Love Letter, and explore some free resources in the description box below. And again, to take my free quiz to get your customized tips on manifesting blocks based on your result, comment I want to take the quiz and I'll provide it to you. And these are the videos that YouTube think that you should watch next. And remember, you are brave, you are loved, be kind to yourself. Bye now.